Good morning, friends. It's morning time for me. It's before 5 a.m. Whenever you're listening to this, I hope that today is going to be an amazing day for you. And today we're going to talk about progress versus perfection. Now, everyone always runs to, if it's not perfect, I don't want it. I got to give 120%. Those are good things. I don't want to take that away from you. What I do want to do is give you a different perspective or an additional perspective on progress versus perfection. Now, I'm gonna spill the beans on this one, right? So, I set out this morning to podcast and had my camera ready, had everything ready the night before, so that I can just get in here in the morning, do my podcast, and then get off to work. All of a sudden, my camera is saying my card is full. I've cleared the card. There's no videos on the card. It won't work. Everything is going wrong. And I thought, just leave it for another day, or I can just go ahead and just do what I'm going to tell you to do, make some progress. The progress right now for me is to get better at just being a podcaster. The progress for you, let's say your goal is to become more confident and sharing what you do for the world. The progress literally might be putting out a piece of content. So let's dissect this. Let's look at it. I'm going to always say when you're aiming to do something, try to get a coach. A coach can help you in so many ways. The shortcut is really having a coach. Let's look at that. What a coach can do for you is number one, they can bring accountability to you. You don't realize how much time you waste when you don't have anybody that you're accountable to because you can fall to your own excuses so fast and you can fall to the habit of I'll do it tomorrow. When you have a coach, someone you have to check in with, someone you have to report to, those things start to diminish. Excuses start to become no, you chose not to put time into your craft today. You chose not to put time into your work today. It doesn't mean that you couldn't have. Another thing that a coach can do for you is save you a lot of the hard lessons or the hard hits. I always say life is going to punch you in the face. It doesn't mean you need to keep getting punched in the face from the same lesson. A good coach can show you, hey, I tried A through Z a couple years ago. It didn't work. I'm going to show you how to do it this way or give you an additional perspective on how I think you should do it. Why is that important? You don't realize every hit that you take in relationships, business, um, hobbies, you don't realize every hit that you take can sometimes stop you. If your goal is to lose weight and every time you go to lose weight, it doesn't happen, after a while, you're going to probably start to think like it doesn't work or it isn't for you. So a good coach can help you give you some lessons that they've already went through. A author that I know, his name is Mike Murdoch. He said a long time ago, when you see a book that's written by somebody who you admire, buy it no matter what it costs. And at first I was like, why would I buy a book for $45? He said, you're paying $45 for 20 years of lessons. This person has put 20 years of lessons in this $45 book. Get the book. A coach can help you when you're if you're trying to get better at something. So that's progress. Another way to look at this progress over perfection is if you're not moving forward of some sort, you can never get good. So if your goal is perfection and you're waiting for the perfect moment, you're going to miss the moment. You're going to miss the moment. I do some content work for people and help them with content. And I always say, yes, you want to try to get your content looking good. You want to try to get it looking crispy, as Omar would say. But if you're not putting it out, you don't know what works. You don't know what your audience wants. You don't know what's actually sticking. So what you want to be doing is, hey, I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna put some stuff out. Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Probably one of the most prolific content kings ever. Always says, document over create. Just put things out. Try it. What you don't realize is when you are going progress over perfection is you're working out a couple mental muscles. One of those mental muscles that you're working out is consistency. Can I show up day in and day out? Can I show up when things are not perfect? Can I show up when nothing is favorable? Can I show up when I have no motivation? Can I show up when things are going completely wrong? Remember, for the people who are watching this, the goal today was to put the camera in the spot that it's usually in, turn the camera on, come podcast. It's not working. I have a phone. I have a cord that can go to this phone, so I'm going to set the phone up. Then I tried to do front facing camera, and that wasn't working. So I said, you know what? Do it the old fashioned way. Put the phone in front of you. Go at it. Get the progress. Get the progress. You want to think about those reps. So the first thing it's doing, it's helping you work that. Well, the thing that's working right now is that mental muscle. The second thing it's also doing when you go progress over perfection is you're working out an emotional muscle. How am I feeling when I'm doing the things that I set out to do? If I hate what I set out to do all the time, I may need to go to the drawing board. But the emotional muscle that you're working out is I can do this because it's coming from my heart. It's coming from my heart. When you notice that someone's doing something that's coming from their heart, how it flows is a lot different. It's a lot different. And there's nothing wrong with getting to the bag. Nothing wrong with that. But when someone's doing something from their heart, you can feel it, you can sense it. You become almost drawn in by them. The last part for this progress over perfection is you're also overcoming imposter syndrome, or you're confronting imposter syndrome. What does that mean, Drew? Every time you go to do something new, imposter syndrome is going to show up. Every time you go to do something new, imposter syndrome is going to show up, and it's going to show up really, really hard, and it's going to show up often. It's going to tell you you have no business being up there. You have no business doing that. No one is listening to you. There are 80,000 more qualified people to do what you think you should be doing, and you should let them do that. You're not good enough. You don't speak well enough. You don't write well enough. You're not smart enough. It's going to tell you every flaw that you might have. That's okay. It's going to tell you every flaw that you might have. It's going to tell you every reason why it shouldn't work. So what I usually say or usually do when imposter syndrome comes up, cool. So let's go work out. You're coming for the ride with me. You can bring imposter syndrome on the ride with you. Since it's not going to go nowhere, use it as a tool to help you get better. When we go progress over perfection, we start to realize anything can be achieved. Karen Dweckly wrote a book called Growth Mindset a couple years ago. Go read it. It's phenomenal. And she talks about a fixed mindset is a person who only aims for things that they are good at. They only aim for things that they are good at. So if it's something that they're not naturally good at, they won't do it. A growth mindset is I can achieve anything if I'm willing to work at it. I can achieve anything if I'm willing to work at it. If I'm not willing to work at it, then nothing will get accomplished. But I can achieve anything if I'm willing to work at it. If you have that growth mindset, if you're willing to bring imposter syndrome on the ride with you, if you're willing to work out that mental muscle, if you're willing to work out the emotional muscle, if you're willing to maybe get a coach, you're going to see drastic success. And I go out on the limb and say you probably could see more success in a year following even some of those tips that I gave you than you can waiting for the perfect moment to post the perfect post, to pitch the perfect coaching program, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you wait to be perfect, if you wait perfection, you're going to wait forever. Why not chase progression? Why not get better? Why not do it now? Why not do it ugly? You'll get better along the way. You'll feel better knowing that I'm making progress on something that I set out to do and something that I said I would do. Here's your challenge for the day. Which one of those tips are you going to do? Which one of those tips are you going to do? And when you do it, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, Coach Drew Calls. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up. Let me know that you're going to go do something today. Be great, guys. Take care.